Hello. This is my first YouTube video, so apologies for the bad editing and all that stuff, but I've been wanting to do this for a while. Just throwing about the idea of making a YouTube channel, showing the processes that I use, because YouTube's helped me a lot. Although a lot of people say you shouldn't rely on it, you know, it's not everyone's actually completely factually correct in what they're saying. It's helped me a lot, just giving ideas and seeing different people's workflows. So I thought that I'd show mine. My name is Atom. My real name is Toby. I'm from Kent, but I'm currently at uni in Nottingham, which is great for DJing as well. But producing is my main thing that I work on, and yeah, just bear with me as my editing gets better. I do study visual effects, so I don't really have an excuse. My editing should be good, but Premiere Pro is just a headache. So we'll get there eventually. But what I'm gonna do today basically is go back to my old projects and just fix them. This one, weirdly enough, I posted a year ago tomorrow. So yeah, that's quite weird, but we're probably going to be laughing at some of the stuff that I've been doing or was doing. There'll probably be some just unnecessary EQing or stuff like that going on, but we live and we learn, and I'm here to correct it. And I'm sure in a year I could do this video and correct what I do now. So yeah, I'm basically I feel a lot more confident in mixing and mastering music. And I do like to go back into old projects and like rearrange them now and use my sound now in those projects, and actually give them life, because there's so many projects where you just make it and leave it and never open it again because you couldn't figure out how to finish the track at the time. So you've got the tools already there, but you just need to mix it and stuff. So I'd say take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not some mixing mastering engineer, but yeah, I hope that there'll be techniques or just some stuff that I do that you don't do and you'd like to use in your own stuff. If there's anything I'm doing wrong, I'm here to learn. Just whack it in the comments. I'm sure there is, or just like way quicker ways that I can do stuff in my workflow. I'd appreciate any of that. But yeah, hopefully I can be consistent with this with YouTube. I'd like I suppose the goal really is to build a community eventually. I think that would be really cool. I'm a fan of like quite a few YouTube channels that do drum and bass production, like D&B Academy, Inverse Audio, and Arcnade. Those type of people do really cool stuff, and I've learned a lot from them. So yeah, I reckon I'll be doing, this could be a part of a series, like fixing my old beats or whatever, old tracks, but I'd also be doing maybe just full length, just bootlegs, production, walkthroughs, just breaking down tracks that I have released. I've got a track releasing on Evolution Audio this Friday, which is my first record label single, so that's exciting. I've only got like 3 tracks out on Spotify and other platforms, but yeah, I've started to do alright on SoundCloud. So yeah, I mean, let's just get into it. This this beat is like, just, we're gonna fix it, so bear with. This is what it is so far. It's pretty empty. There's clearly like a main bass missing that I must have taken out or something. But the MIDI and that is sort of there for us to fix. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll play you this shit so you can see how bad it is, and then we'll fix it eventually. Yeah, so don't ask. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, let's fix it. The idea is there at least, which is the point of this. We can make the idea into somewhat of a finished track. But let's start, I reckon, with the drums. So I know that in the last month I've changed a lot about my workflow. There's an artist called Krakota, and on his production course gave lots of feedback and stuff about processing drums, not over compressing them and stuff like that, which I'm probably doing here. So that was only like a month ago, so I know that the workflow is definitely gonna be different since then, at least. So I'm gonna put this clipper or this saturator preset that I've made. It just chooses this shape, digital clip, soft clip on, and the color off, and that's gonna just set a threshold which the volume cannot go over, and will stop sort of distortion and stuff like that. Let's just listen to the drums alone. They're not bad by any means, but they definitely could be better. Stuff like this is, there's no need. It's gonna muddy up the mix for the most part. Not all the time. You can add a bit of a boost, but what I was doing there is clearly just, I want it to be louder, have more, and that's not really what we want. But for the kick, for the most part, you shouldn't really put that much on it. Put this small low cut around 30 hertz, gets rid of like the muddiness. But yeah, I reckon leave the kick for now. I'll probably put a limiter on it actually. Okay, and now listen to it with the snare. So the snare is really loud. It's quite nice snare. I want a low cut. There's a lot going on there. I'll probably layer that snare with something else. I've started using LFO tool a lot. It really makes drums a lot snappier. And like, especially with snares, you can blend tails and like hits in, so it's not all just clashing, all the phase stuff and that, which I'm not too wised up on, but I know that's it's not what you want. If they're sort of just cancelling each other out and they're not doing anything, there's no point layering them. So this is quite snappy. Try that. It's not a massive tail. It's almost got like a reverb on it baked into it. It might do. Yeah, it does, and it's stopping there. So yeah, I reckon just gonna high pass it a bit, and I'll put a LFO tool on it. So this one's acting as a tail, so we don't want that initial hit, because we're getting enough of that from the first snare. And then I'm going to group those two snares and put a slight low cut on them, and this free plugin that I would suggest everyone getting. Well, you get like loads of them. These are the ones that I picked, they're all free, but this transient shaper is really good for, well, you'll see what it does. If you turn the attack down, it's going to have less impact. You turn it up, it's going to be some more snappy. It's really good for drums. This pump gives it that bit of shape there, but it's not, don't usually, maybe a tiny bit. And then the sustain, you can bring it all the way down to make it really snappy, or make it last longer. And then I like to clip it as well. You can see that this one's really loud. So I could just turn it down. Maybe I have to put it into a limiter. And I'm gonna mono these two snares as well, and the kick, just to be sure. I'm just gonna clip this one actually. That one's really quiet. I put my saturator on it. Some more harmonics. Okay. Now together. This one. Bit shorter. Okay, now the high end, which I haven't grouped. Oh, it's just a full loop or some sort of, but it's got a snare in it. So what I like to do for this, if I group these and call them the top end, then I'll put a wave shape, what's it called, track spacer, and sidechain it to the snare group. What this does, if you haven't seen this plugin, is it automatically ducks frequencies. So it's like intelligent sidechaining. It's really useful for vocals that are just stuck in the back of a mix, and you can put them on top of the pad, for example, and it will just free up that space. So you'll see here, it's going to be ducking the snare. And then there's like an EQ here to decide what frequencies you actually want to cut. So really see this top end isn't going to have much low end. And then here you can change the release and stuff, of the sidechain. This is very loud. I'm going to put a limiter on that. Now I'm going to add more top end, as I can hear that it needs it. Or actually, with the kick, something that I started doing a lot more is adding some sort of other transient usually just a hat, just to give it that bit more impact. And here with, it's not always necessary, but I like it. I like the way it sounds. Also, I consolidate a lot of stuff, which you're probably not meant to do, because then, you know, you can't, if that kept going for whatever reason, then you can't get it again. So, not saying you should do that, but I like to stay organised. Otherwise, I just get stressed with everything, and then I leave the project. So I consolidate a lot of stuff because it's just quicker. I like the way it does it. Get a crash in for now. Low cutting, anything that just doesn't need the low end there. If it's just going to be a nuisance, then just get it out. That is so distorted. I think that would be my old theory of mixing, that louder is just better. So that's why it's quite nice really. I'll probably keep that and just turn it down a bit. Just need to make sure that everything that you're adding has a purpose, otherwise you're just giving yourself more of a headache when mixing it all together. I like that. Even just turn this one down to make more of a rhythm. Do it like that. It's at eighths. Yeah. Okay. Now, the drums are pretty nice. They could have some more movement. They could have like a whole break added to it. Definitely there's enough room, but for now, let's low cut the top end as well. Oh, it's so hot. It's too hot. That's where the snare is hitting, so I'm just gonna cut there. Gonna drive the kick a little bit more. I'll try a different way of clipping this snare because that was taking everything away. Yeah, I like that a lot. To be fair, I don't like using compressors like that much. I used to use them to just solve any problem, just squash it all together and be like, there's a compressor on them, so it's fine. But really, you're just squashing the signal and just destroying like the dynamics and stuff like that. So I tend to use this, and then you can also easily add a bit of saturation. I usually do at the end. But yeah, for the bass, the drum bass, sometimes I put a tiny bit of OTT on, like tiny, because we all know how powerful OTT is. And if you don't know, then get to know, because it's very, very useful. In Ableton, there's this preset, but it's basically, just a multi-band compressor, but over the top. So it really brings out stuff in the mix, and it turns down some stuff as well. I use it on like vocals like 90% of the time, a lot of basses and stuff like that. But if you overuse it, well, I'll show you here, at 100% it's going to sound weird, because it's working really hard to like push stuff and pull stuff down, and like you don't want that. But it'll give it a bit of sparkle if you put like 10%, maybe less. And then you can push the ranges that you want more and stuff like that. I like to use Decapitator for obvious reasons. Just really distort the signal, but not too much. I find that this is really sensitive, like it can distort quite easily. But it's probably my favourite distortion saturation plugin that I have. Just put it around. I think one more, I'll just add a top loop because I'm feeling lazy today. It needs more movement, maybe something like that. That gives it a nice bit of shuffle. I'll make that a little bit wider. Make this one a little bit more mono, and could put some auto pan on it. That should do for the drums for now.
Drop it down low.
Okay, I can't get over this. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I think that should do for the drums for now. And you can see a bit of my bus processing that I usually do. Can obviously do reverb and stuff like that, but I would suggest using like an instrument rack. Instrument rack is that what I'm thinking of? To split the signal from dry and wet, and you get more control over it. I don't know if it is instrument rack, I think I've forgotten. Or audio effect rack, maybe, something like that. But yeah, for now, shouldn't need that, any reverb. So I reckon it makes sense to jump onto the bass. Okay. Right, the bass. Now, obviously, there's only a sub bass at the moment. None of it's labelled, which is giving me an aneurysm because I'm very just my projects, I like them to be like coloured and just like labelled and stuff, which I probably spend too much time doing. Although I do have a template, which isn't this, because this is obviously an old project, but it's all labelled and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't like this, so I'll cut out when I'm doing that stuff. That's definitely something that I should do on this channel. First of all, most of the time I don't have like a drop bass on the downbeat, so I'm mostly sure that whatever this is going to be like here or here when I choose what is layered on this sub bass. But for now, I'll put it just on this one. Okay, so I put the sub at the top usually. So I'm gonna low cut, which I didn't realise was a thing, to be honest, until about 2 months ago. As in, I didn't realise it was a thing to apply to like your low end at all. But apparently it's actually quite a common thing to do, because this is just inaudible frequencies that are just gonna muddy up the mix. So obviously you've got to be careful with it, because the sub is and kick is what's going to take up this range. So if you do too much, it's going to sound like just that. So yeah, keep it there, but I also am going to low pass a lot. What you're really looking for is to feel the sub rather than hear it. And whatever we layer, the mid basses are going to be taking up this section, although it is a very nice sub. Right, let's still have a look at this in Serum. Oh, it's the old Serum as well, of course. That's an 808. Alright, you know what? Nah. I don't know. I don't want to use the old serum. We're past that life. And you definitely should not rely on presets. I think everyone should understand sound design at the very least. Understand it. Because if you've got a preset and you're like, oh, okay, I like this, but it's like lasting too long, or I want it to be like repeating or whatever, and you don't know how to do it because you don't know how to use LFOs and everything, then that's not good. So you should definitely learn some sound design. But yeah, this is just going to be use basic analog shapes. You get a very clean wavetable, which if you're listening to this on your phone, you probably can't hear. So grab some speakers or some headphones. But yeah, I'm just going to keep this simple for now and sort of get the patterns in. So, but 2 octaves, minus 2 octaves, and then maybe a bit of distortion. And should be really good at a compressor. Just to tie it together. Right, let's listen to it and see where stuff is going to be. What are these? Got some bass fills. I actually hate using like bass audio. I never usually do that, but it's like realistically it's fine. It's obviously the reason I don't like it is because you can't tweak it. If that was a preset, then I'd be able to assign macros and stuff and automate it throughout the song, but it would be sampling and stuff like that, which is possible with stuff like this. But realistically, like, yeah, that's just quite cool. You could quite easily chop it up and put loads of effects on it and stuff like that. Not doing anything really except just this. Well, can have a look at that later. So yeah, what I would usually do is duplicate this channel, a low cut, so it's not clashing with the sub. You know, something like. Can just do something like that. If I was to do it, typical one. Something like this. The drive up, put the LFO on the resonance. I'll put on the FM from B. Damn, some Simula type shit. Maybe I will try and do this. If you don't use this in Serum 2, then use it. It's actually kind of insane that it wasn't there before, just because of how good it is. Just splits the frequency so that when I'm putting a chorus down, I could choose to put it on just the mids. So it's only affecting the mids and it's not clashing with the low frequencies and stuff like that. It's really helpful, and it means that you can add like a reverb and have it not clash, like just because it's set on the highest most of the time. It's going to sound quite good. Yeah, that's like the whole set. Yeah, okay. It needs a bit of release. Not too much. But yeah, that's how I'd go about making something like that. I can give it some, maybe just in the mids, I'll give it like this diffuser. That's an EQ diffuser, and it's like an emulation of disperser, the plugin, which is quite expensive. Stages, yeah, this should make it very wobbling. That's quite nice. I suppose I haven't said what type of track this is aiming to be, because I don't really know yet, but it's sounding like it's going in the jump up Simula scantier type direction. That's quite nice. Gave it a bit of noise, but I wanted to have this one because then you could put it in the stereo field. I'll assign it to the filter as well, but then turn it up. That's nice. Okay, and then I'll also put a macro on the cutoff, and I'll call that cutoff. Okay, that is nice. I can already hear where the automations will be. It'll be like boom, 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 boom. That could be a pre-drop or fake drop.
Drop it down low.
Something major that I've learned in like the last couple of months is don't cut too much. I used to be like, okay, this is a mid bass, so might as well cut that. And you'd be getting that, but you've lost the body of it. It's all in here. So you got to be fine. I do use the Fab Filter plugins, but for now, I don't need it. I use the EQ8 stock one a lot of the time if I'm just doing a low cut and stuff. Something like Sota, I put on his Reddit something about how his melodies are so catchy, and he said that it's more about the rhythm, you know, the MIDI, but the rhythm compared to the sound. Like, I think he said that he uses the initial serum preset and makes something good from there, and then says, in theory, if that sounds good, then when you start tweaking it or using presets, it's going to sound even better. So focus on the rhythm, and it gives you an idea of like what type of drop you're going to be hearing. Because if you spent ages on this, and I was like, you know, doing all this stuff, which like probably would do eventually, then I don't know, I feel like you lose the idea of it. So I like that. That's unique. There's a lot of like processing here that you probably have to take away from, but yeah, for now I can just use that in there and start making something nice. What is that noise? Like this? That just sounds just dead. Like, nah, don't want that in there. So for here we can try something else. We can try changing this to like Icon has to kick, has loads. When you move the wavetable, it has loads of different harmonic sort of variations that you can choose from. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that's nice. And then you can use a new LFO. You can try it fast first, something like that, and put that on the wavetable position, turn it down. Try it slow. This gives it a lot more movement. To be fair, this is sort of shaping the sound. So if we put that on the mix of the reverb, I think it should. Yeah, it's turning it up. So you probably need to have it like a lot less. Okay, I'm gonna put this compressor to multi-band, turn the gain up and the threshold down or up. That's a OTT like we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna change the distortion to overdrive. This one's a bit mental, so if you turn the mix down, it shouldn't sound too fucked. That is very nice. Very nice. I reckon. What else to add? Add the LFO to the drive. Probably. And the fat. Okay, nice. See about the chorus. I forgot that the unison was on. I like that. I quite like that lower. I don't know if it should be just one voice or not, but yeah. And then we've got the macros from before, which is lovely. So we can do some stuff to that. On the bass bus. Oh, forgot to have a look at the bus of my old ways. I used a different filter now to turn it off. I had the stock Ableton compressor, which is probably fine, but like there's no point just having it on there for no reason. Use Pro Q3 to cut the low. Oh, this is on the main bus. So then I'll cut the lows to just like here in the mids, and then also started cutting the sides quite a lot. Obviously, it's usually you want to cut about 100, but for now, I'll just keep it like here to be safe. It just means that the information from the bass bus in the sides is being cut in the low end, because there's no need for that. There's going to be more important elements in that stereo placement that you don't want to clash with. So let's listen to the bass. Okay, that's nice. It's quite sort of minimal. I'm liking it. What's this? In the mid basses as well, to be honest. There's actually quite a lot of sub in that. I'm just going to take out. And then we can let the sub run over. Okay. Yeah. It's probably just going to sustain that for that root note for the whole drop. Okay. Okay. I'll stop. I'll take away that and you know what I'm trying to say. Words I can't speak. Fake drop at the beginning to just keep it more simple. And also, I just don't like these effects. I've got these which are really useful. which are just loops of like whooshes and stuff. Really good. So you can hear that there's a gap here. So probably needs a fill or something. There could be like a vocal there. And it's all about space, keeping the space, not just layering loads and loads of stuff. We don't want that. And also the drums might be too sort of happy for my liking if we're going down a more like minimal route. But yeah, we'll focus on the bass for now. So yeah, the bass bus, I've got this on it. I reckon it's some sort of dynamic thing. So make dynamic and then stereo placement mids. This is in E minor. It doesn't really matter, but it could just be placebo. But I like to find the exact frequency and then push that. Just feel it could be placebo. I don't know, but I always do that. So you'll see here that it will push this signal when it plays more, which is nice. And then you can even find where there is side information, which there could be none here. So it's pushing it a little bit. Could do that for tiny bit of ear candy. See, there's not much. This is not being pushed by much. I'll keep that just there. And then another little mid dynamic. That's nice. Finding a nice tone for it. And then the basses all together. I like different sort of loudnesses and stuff like that. So, well, I love a bit of OTT. But I'm going to use Decapitator for these grotty basses. Go there. Maybe try that, but turn the mix down because it's so loud. That's quite nice actually. And then I just whack my saturator on. Then I can push that there as much as I like. Well, not too much, but yeah, this is going quite well already. I wasn't thinking that I was going to be doing any sound design, but there you go. Foghorn. Okay, let's try some automating now. So this one probably first. Configure macro 1. That's the rate, yeah, okay. Well, actually, if I just do that, can I do it? Yeah, I can see what the actual rate is. Okay, so the first one, it's that, and then it can go twice as fast. Maybe start slow. Okay. And you always want to listen to it in context as well. You don't want to just mix like the individual channels, because you make something sound really good, but then when you play it in context, it actually just doesn't fit into the track at all. So let's hear this. Forgot what I was doing there. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't sound cool. That is not cool. That is dead. So maybe it's just too much of a jump. Maybe it needs to be just off the half beat. Okay. What is this?
Drop it down low.
We'll do that after. I can't stop messing with that. Alright, so the bass. I can hear something more like, not melodic, but like, more like a melody. Sort of bass melody, like one, boom, boom, boom. That makes sense to do. So I'll just copy these. That's gonna be like around here. Okay. Okay, so don't know exactly what this needs to be. Probably just look for a preset though. Okay, it's a lot of reverb on that. Try it on the downbeat. So yeah, the bass definitely isn't done, but I'm thinking if we work a little bit on the build up, give us more of an idea of what we're doing. So yeah, we can just jump in with adding some kicks, but I like to be quite sacrificial with my drums in the build up. So I'll start with like
Down low.
really need that to show. Give it some presence with the high end, and push it with a limiter. Push the noise more. Okay. I haven't done any side chaining. So for the bass, I use track spacer. Some people say it has phase issues. They're probably right, but it's really good. But yeah, you can use loads of things. I stopped using a compressor though, because like this is working as a compressor here. As you'll see, it will duck the kick. I've done that to the snare, which I do need to do, but I'll do it to the kick for now. As you can see, it's ducking the kick. But that's just the volume. So you can change here. You can say, I only want you to duck the kick from 90 hertz and under, which can be really useful. But I also like the pumping sounds that side chaining gives. So a lot of the time I'll just keep that off, which is essentially just a compressor at that point. And then this is just the ratio. Change the release. And then I'll do it on the snare group just to let it shine through a bit more, but not too much, because that can sound really weird. And we do not want to be ducking like any of the bass, any of this mid-range really. And we want to keep the ratio lower. So you can hear that the snare is like coming through. It sounds a lot louder now, but I haven't turned it up, so that's a good thing about it. Maybe I should move this to fill the gap. Do I like this? I think maybe if we're going to use them, they should be there instead. Feels like there's just a bit too much going on in the first bit of the drop. So I could try with this first. That gives it a nice bit of attack, but I might use wave shape, I keep calling it that, track spacer, to duck that initially. So, well, yeah, I want it to be like that, and then turn the release down. Even more. Okay, and then these, what are these? Try something more, like a lead, try a lead. Yeah, maybe we could try some sort of melody. I'm sort of like forcing a melody there, which it probably doesn't need. Push that into a limiter. But yeah, let's have a look at this build up. When I'm doing the build up, I will get the mid basses and put them over there, and then make sure that they're all in the group, which I should have done anyway. And then some more basses there. Well, I would use a reverb send. For basses, I use Valhalla Room. I think it just works well on basses at 100%, lower decay, and a low cut, and then I'll put another low cut, so it's not getting any low signals because we don't want that. And turn the pre-delay down, and then I'll put that send at quite high. I'll probably put it initially like here, but for the build up I'll have it quite high, so it'll be sort of sounding like quite washed out. Yeah, like that. And then I put a compressor after it. Any compressor will work, and sidechain it to the basses. So that's not it, the mid basses. So then when the basses play, it's gonna lower the signal of the reverb. As they're not playing, it's gonna go back up. And with that on, you can keep a bit of the reverb at the end, so maybe like about that much. And then I'm also going to filter them in. I'll just use auto filter. I give it a bit of drive as well. Just sounds really good. And then yeah, automate the frequency. So down here. Nice. It's being filtered in. I also have this, so we probably want that to be, yeah, about there. They say cut at 80 Hertz, but it's about where it sounds good, really. But yeah, I'd like to have it cut quite a lot up here. It's more impactful when it hits, but that's obviously going downwards, so it's giving it more low end. But I also will take away the low end as the drop comes in to give it more impact. Yeah, you get what I mean. I do the same with kicks, so I can show you, but it's going to sound like this here. Yeah, maybe have it even more like that. It's really in the background. And then I know that my kicks are going to be making a lot of noise, so I'll get this frequency, set it where I want it normally, and then turn it up as the kicks get louder and louder. So I'm going to cut like 200 there, and I'll actually Okay. Starting to sound more like a full track. Oh, that's all weird. I want it to be like that for now. Okay. I'm also just gonna get dragging a build up because I don't have that much time today. Oh, God, it's so hot. What's good build ups? Try here. Just getting some of these, put them in the snare so they're already processed. Correct the tempo. And I'll put that there, and I'll cut these. Automate the low pass. I did all the automations to the wrong length.
Drop it down low.
Okay, this foghorn has like a slow attack, and I don't really like that. I reckon I'll do a pitch bend on here. Let's try that. Try low to up. Okay. And then I'm going to put that, copy it, and put it on the sub bass to keep that pitch consistent. MIDI control pitch, then paste. That initial note isn't hitting because it's off the grid, which is definitely not what you want. Okay, that is what you want. So then let's hear the pitch bend. Is it there? Oh, I thought I pasted it. There you go. So that should sound cohesive with this foghorn now, which is lovely. I can't wait to automate that. You got these. I think I'll add that, and then I'll get this one.
Drop it down.
this in time. 175.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
Ah, I forgot. I always use these specific hats or their symbols from Tantron's pack, and they're like side-chained already. They just slap so hard. Like, I use them on like most of my tracks. If it's like a jump up track, I'll most likely have used these. You see what I mean? They just add so much transient to the overall shape. They're really simple, but they're really effective. Okay, nice. So this bass is alright. What are these? Damn, okay. Is it hot? Is it too hot to... Oh my god, it's so hot. Mate, I literally just burn in this heat. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't even know what, like... I assume this was a preset. Yeah. It's just a bit much. What is this? That's quite nice. I'm sure that I could fit that in. So let's just hear it first. Yeah, it adds a little bit of texture. I also like to order my basses in, like, within the 8-bar loop, which ones hit first, if you know what I mean. So the hits, then that, and then the foghorn and so on. I like that, so I'll probably take the reverb of this, mono it, and then make this one wide and yeah. So you can use like utility to make stuff wider, but I like this free plugin because you can bypass certain frequencies. That's nice, and then I'll give that some reverb. Oh, it's already got... Is it? Yeah, it's already got some reverb. Okay, and I think there's someone here. Yeah. That's...
Drop it down low.
too long. Actually, I think it's just the reverb. Oh, it's got delay. More attack. It's like really stubbornly loud. I'm gonna put multi-band compressor and take away those mids a bit much, and then push that through a limiter. Did that go on there? No. Where did I just put that? Was it that? I don't know. Yeah, it's like really loud. It's gonna turn it down. Okay. Nice. Push the drums more. Let's turn the kick down a tiny bit. Okay. Let's see. I reckon a Reese. I'm not a big fan of this. So I reckon it could even be here. Yeah, I think that could be a Reese. So be like bum, bum, bum. Find a decent Reese. Put up an octave. And then slide them into each other. You see what I mean? Slide it. Can try a different Reese as well, but I reckon it's more important to get the pattern down here. Let's try A. What's that? Okay, liking. Can I do that? I guess so. And then I'll make sure that these sub notes are being played. Nice. That's nice. Okay. That's the Reese. Combine those. Some random colour. Go like that. Okay. In fact, that is 8 bars. Consolidating. And now I want to put that here, except for the sub. That could go before the drop, to be fair. Try that. Okay, that's the one, the small bit of silence. See what I'm doing to the vocals. I don't want that stock reverb. I don't want erosion. That's fine. Push that a bit. I might as well get a limiter. Wait, what am I doing? My limiter. And then Pro Q3. Always cut it in the low end with vocals, but then I'm going to find a nice resonance.
Drop it down low.
To push in the sides.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
I'll just do this whole. Actually no. Sorry, your vocals are actually meant to be mono. That's why I said to take everything I say with a grain of salt. Not completely mono, but you want them front and center. So I believe if you want to do it, you're meant to make the reverb send wide, or yeah, stuff like that. Obviously you can make it wide, but you don't want the vocal presence to be lost, basically. So you still can push the sides, but I was going to do that for everything. But recently, the middle frequency range is where you want to be pushing. All right.
Drop it down low.
Okay. I'm going to put, it's quite harsh, so I'm going to put a soothe on it. I think there's a free alternative to this, like same sort of thing. I'm just going to do the de-esser.
Drop it down low.
And you can see that it's taken away those harsh sibilant S's and stuff.
Drop it down low.
Which is good. And then put the limiter at the end. And send some reverb to the vocal bus.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
And then I'll also put a delay on the so I also put a delay down, and I'll just put it on
Drop it down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
Not that.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
And then I'm going to copy the compressor from there, or just duplicate it rather, and then send the sidechain to the vocals, so it's doing the same thing that I was doing for the basses, and releasing it once the audio is being heard, so it's a lot cleaner. But yeah, I think we have something here with the drop. It's sounding very nice, sounding more impactful as well, the pre-drop. Could make this kicks building up. Or actually, yeah, we could do that quick thing like that, and then put a snare here instead of where it was there, and consolidate that. Turn that down.
Low. Low.
Maybe cut on the snare. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe this can hit on the downbeat. Maybe. Ooh, that sounds really good with the pitch. Ooh, okay, we're cooking now. That's, yeah, very nice. Okay, so this foghorn, that's already, like, it's so easy to do variations, stuff like this. Could just do configure FM from B. Obviously it's already going up, so it's going to be very dramatic, anything we do, I believe. Okay, so say it's at 0 there, obviously it's still going up. Try 17. It was dramatic. Okay, cool. Something like that, and then can also configure the wavetable position, which again will make a dramatic change, so you don't want to change it too much. Put it down maybe. Try that. Okay. That's nice. And then copy that, and to make it consistent, I do all of this. Does that right? No, it wasn't. Okay. And then for this as well. So yeah. Okay. Lovely. Do maybe something here with I think they go there. Okay, let's just save. Okay. Again, I just don't need that. Okay, very cool. What is this?
Drop it down.
What is that? I mean, it doesn't need kicks and the snare, really, so.
Drop it down.
automate the decay. Why do I keep saying decay? I suppose it is the decay that I need to automate, but I mean delay. To do a little throw here. Yeah. So that'd be like that.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
This is, I just want this to be dual echo, a lot of feedback, low cut, 1/4.
Drop it down low.
What?
Pardon.
Drop it down low.
Is this Molly's?
What?
Is that Molly's?
Yeah. Thanks.
Drop it down. Drop it down low.
Okay, so I've just done a reverb send, a delay send here, a little throw.
Drop it down low.
Okay, and then I reckon arrangement wise this bit would drop out.
Drop it down low.
I want to get an exhaust in here. Use that one. But I don't really like that, so I'm gonna get an actual exit like that.
Drop it down. Drop it down low. Down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down.
Maybe make a bit of a drum fill here.
Drop it down low.
Ooh. Well, that works.
Drop it down low. Drop it down low. Drop it down low.
Make these basses a bit more present. Maybe not cut them so much. A bit more like. Oh yeah, I need to change the sub as well. Gonna also chop it up a bit so it's more following the mid basses. They not. Oh, I didn't and change it. Don't know if I changed that as well, so I'll just throw that in there. Definitely didn't do that one. That to that is 8 bars. And with sub, you want to make sure that they're never, unless you intentionally want them to glide, most of the time you don't want them to overlap because it sounds weird and it gives digital distortion. Like that. Okay. Just gonna get the kick EQ and put it at the front of the bass bus. I'm gonna make it so it's only on during the build up, just to avoid confusion. And then we want it to cut the bass, so as it goes up for more impact, although it was being like filtered back in already, this is going to cut it at the same time basically. Okay, I think I just want this to have more impact. So I'm going to do the obvious and use effects. I'm going to try this exhaust. Try it there. Yeah. And then if I actually get an impact, I think just one kick there is all that's necessary. Maybe the Reese shouldn't be that common as well. It should be more like this. Should it be there actually? Try different notes. nice bit of audio.
low,
The Reese was fine where it was. I would like this to sort of hit more. Okay. I also like to put a Pro key free and do in the mids just a small boost. And then on the top end, I'll do in the sides. Take away any side information. Here as well, would use a compressor. These are all like at different levels. This will just very nice.
drop it down low,
I'm going to put the side chain for the kick, which is here, onto the effects bus. And I'm also Don't know why this rate has changed. Should be like that. It's also very subby. Give it a +7 semitones. Push the LFO as well. Push the cutoff. Nice. And push the noise. This obviously sounds like it comes out of nowhere, which is where you use like compression and stuff. But I'm thinking I might just filter it in because it just sort of so different to this sound. So it might be the attack of it. So I'm gonna keep it like the same, but then just automate this to rise up as it comes out. Yeah. I'll have it to go up. In fact, even just there. That's what I was going to do. A track spacer for the vocals on the effects in the highs. And probably for now the mid bass bus, but I probably wouldn't do that usually if there's a lot of vocals, because then the bass is going to be all phase problems and just going to take away too much from the bass. But if I have that on during the build up, then it's chill. It definitely needs more. I think what I'll do is get a riser from Serum. 16 bars. Yeah. I'll fill out some space. Make it a bit wide as well. And then with a utility, I'll automate the gain. think this is too melodic. Should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be why then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's the sub that was making it sound weird. Silly me. Okay. That's better. I'm also going to put a dynamic EQ on this. There's still loads of low. Also going to cut the sides and this. And then on here, push it like there. And then find a more resonant tone. Do that in the mid placement. Right, one more, probably here. Right. Then I'll give it a clipper of its own. Maybe just turn off the limiter.
Low.
Arrange the drums so that they're a bit more interesting. Can pick up a bit here. Yeah. Nice. Where this bass fill is, cut like these types of hats. You hear how it just gives it more sort of swing. It's probably not the word, but it's like it just breaks it up a bit. And then this this bass feel. Can automate the amount of sine erosion. So that's 12. Here it can be more. I think it's just about the frequency actually. That there, turn it up. Can it sweep? I can physically chop it. Dun, dun, dun. Just take it out. Right, that's the one. Consolidate. Okay. It is so hot. I usually don't wear headphones. I use my speakers literally because my room gets so hot because it's so small. But I can't do that now because obviously the audio will be messed up. Like that one there. Yeah, that's what it needed. I thought it was quite, not weak, it was a bit washed out. It's probably because I turned the mix down a lot. Yeah, that is a lot nicer.
Drop it down. Drop it down.
Oh, I'm sweating. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not the best, but from what it was before, just like cleaning it up a lot, I find it quite satisfying. Looking at my old mistakes and just being like, why have you done that then? There's constantly just like EQs with just like this, some stupid shit like that like clearly isn't doing anything. And at the time I thought was doing something. But yeah, this turned into some sort of like Simula walkthrough. But I designed some of the bases, which for me is like quite good. I don't usually do that. I do a lot more bouncing to audio and chopping up and stuff, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's gone. Yeah, if you want to see more stuff, or if you want to let me know what you think I'm doing wrong, because as I said, this is a learning curve for me as well. I've only been producing for 2 years. I've been DJing for free, but I prefer producing a million times more. So yeah, any tips that anyone's got for me, stick it in the comments. Anything anyone want to see next. If you like seeing me revive my old tracks, or if you don't, then yeah, let me know. Do all the good stuff, the liking and all of that, to help grow the channel. But yeah, I'm quite excited about this. I like the idea of looking back like on the videos as they come out and seeing myself progress, and hopefully building some sort of community surrounding Atom, like a Discord channel or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. I'm always down to collab with other artists as well. So anyone that wants to collab, I'll put my SoundCloud and Spotify in the link below the description, so you can check that out. If you think you've got a similar style or something, then just drop me a text. I most likely will see it, and I'll be able to reply to all comments as well. So yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video when I finally finish editing this one, because that is another learning curve for me. So thank you, goodbye.
Drop it down. Drop it down.